Hi everyone. It's Coach Fred here going over the Math Calculator Practice Test 3 from the official College Board Study Guide. Again, I'm sorry, Practice Test 3 Math Calculator number 26. All right, so this number 1 says in the XY plane, the line determined by the points 2, k and k, 32 passes through the origin. Which of the following could be the value of k? There are so many ways that you could approach this problem, but first of all, we need to always look and identify this is a line. When I'm talking about a line and we're looking at more involved questions, I kind of go through my checklist. My checklist is kind of like, okay, well, I know if they're on the same line, then they have to have the same slope. So I always want to think of slope or rate of change when I'm thinking about a line in the coordinate plane. And this one says it passes through the origin. So I know a line passing through the origin either has to look like this or like this. All right, so I have a couple of ways I could do this. I could actually use my calculator and I could plug in each of these values for k to see if it goes through the origin. That's one way to think about this. So let's try that. First of all, let's talk about 0. 0 actually can't make sense. If you have 2, 0 and 0, 32, picture those points if you can by closing your eyes. Picture that. We have 2, 0 right here and then 32, 0 here. That, if it's a line going through those points, that can't go through the origin. So 0 was out in the first place. Let's try some other points, okay? Let's think this through. If I'm looking at the graph. Now, I could use my calculator to graph these, the points as well, but let's look at if it were 4. So that would give me 2, 4, and 4, 32. Okay, so let's think about these numbers. 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. And 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There's 4, and then 32 is up here. Now, legitimately, that might be able to pass through the origin. My graph is really off. So what I might do at this point is I might consider the slope. Okay, so if the slope, if my point was 4, then 32 minus 4 all over 4 minus 2 gives me a slope of, 28 all over 2, which is 14. All right, so the slope between 0, 0 and 2, 4 would actually have to be the same. So 4 minus 0 all over 2 minus 0 would give me 4 over 2, which is 2. So 4 does not work because it doesn't have the same slope. Okay, so I've gotten rid of 2 answers. Now I'm going to try some more. I'm going to try 8. So 2, 8. And 8, 32. I'm going to calculate their slopes. So 32 minus 8 over 8 minus 2 gives me, 24 over 6, which is 4. So now I'm going to do the same thing with 0, 0 and 2, 8. So 8 minus 0 and 2 minus 0 gives me 8 over 2, which also is 4. So that tells me that k has to be 8. So again, I kind of thought through some of it. I thought about what the graph might look like, and then I went back to my checklist of really always checking the slope. Now, there is another way you could do this using slope. You could actually set up an equation. You could do 32 minus k all over k minus 2 has to equal, and that third point you have is the origin, so 0, 0, has to equal k minus 0 over 2 minus 0. So that would give me 32 minus k all over k minus 2 equals k over 2. So now I have a proportion, and I could cross multiply. So that would give me 64 minus 2k equals k squared minus 2k. Now doing the algebra here, the 2k's simplified, they cancel out. So I have 64 equals k squared. So k could either be plus or minus 8. And since I only have 8 as an answer, I could use 8. So there's several ways that you could think about it. Number one, I would have tried to get rid of as many as I could, and I was able to get rid of 0 pretty quickly. Now, if you have another approach that you might take to this problem, please, I'd love to hear. Leave me a comment on YouTube. Thanks and have a great day.